All right, I want to give all praises to y'all by Shimmy Al Shah for going to this article. I'm going to try to make this quick. I was scanning through this article from RT News and I saw some good information and just wanted to bring it out to the lambs. This is dated, I think this came out, today, November 20th, 2020. It says, if the Great Reset is so good for us, let's hold a referendum on it so it can have a democratic mandate or not. Okay, the World Economic Forum's Great Reset and associated Fourth Industrial Revolution would, if implemented, mean far deeper changes to our everyday lives than Brexit, yet it is pushed through without any proper debate. And I'm just going to kind of scan through it. Let's go down. Contrast this with the Great Reset / Fourth Industrial Revolution. The UK government, like many others in the West, is clearly trying to implement the Klaus Schwab, which that's this guy you see right here. Klaus Schwab, he's the founder of the World Economic Forum. And in his book, he got a book that came out a few months ago called the COVID-19, The Great Reset. Okay, and you're going to see. But these elites are basically using Conholio 1919, if you get what I'm saying, as a means to bring about this new world, this new digital way of doing things on a global scale. It says the UK government, like many others in the West, is clearly trying to implement the Klaus Schwab WEF program under the guise of fighting the virus. But unlike Brexit, not only is there no public vote, there's not even a debate. How can this be right? The Great Reset, 4IR, Fourth Industrial Revolution, and the closely linked UN 2030 agenda, look that up, represents not only the most radical changes ever proposed in our lifetimes, but the most radical changes to everyday life in history, all caps. The Great Reset is actually about redefining what it means to be human. Yeah, because with this new proposal, this new agenda, is basically going to link man with machine. Okay, we talking about transhumanism. Look that word up. All right, it says for centuries, and I'm gonna read it again. The Great Reset / 4IR is actually about redefining what it means to be human. All right, for centuries, it has been accepted that man is a social animal, that meeting up with other people is good for us, that we have certain freedoms which are inalienable. But the Great Reset threatens all of this. Yeah, because they getting you prepped for it now with this with the lockdowns. You know, they have you social distancing from each other, got everyone masked up. You know, pay attention to how quiet it is when you go out in public places. You know what I'm saying? When you go out on public buses, the public transit, the trains, look how quiet they are now, you know? People are not interactive, and then people have this subconscious, reserved demeanor about them when they come around other people. You know, they stand further away from them. They're not saying much to them. They ain't shaking hands. They ain't touching them. They don't want to hug them. You know, this thing is real. Klaus Schwab says what the Fourth Industrial Revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, digital, and biological identity. Wow, a fusion of our physical, digital, and biological identity. That's transhumanism. There you go. Cyborgs, iRobot, and all these movies have been predictively programming the minds of the people to subconsciously accept this, so that when it becomes introduced to them, you've already been conditioned for it. It's not foreign to you. You know, pay attention to the updates that's going on your cell phones. The thumbprint, how you use your thumbprint. They call it Touch ID. You know, and amongst other things, but these are just all examples of where they're taking this thing, man. You know, don't sleep on these movies, man. iRobot, you know, all these futuristic movies. The one that comes to mind is Upgrade, which in that movie they had a guy that they put a chip in his neck after he was paralyzed, and he was able to, you know, move and do all these different things. But the chip that they put in his neck, it actually ended up taking over. You know, the machine ended up taking over, and he was doing things that he didn't even know he was capable of, but because it was the machine doing it. Like it for that. I had to handle some business. All right, Yeah, I don't know where I left off at, but I'm gonna pick up. Here it says Klaus Schwab says what the fourth industrial revolution will lead to is a fusion of our physical, digital, and biological identity. All right, now check this out. Yeah, this is where I left off at. So it says that so will the abolition of private property. Listen to this. So will the abolition, which that means to get rid of. Matter of fact, let's look it up. Okay. All right, abolition means the act of doing away with, or the state of being done away with. You see, so is getting rid of private property. So under this new world, this great reset, there won't be any more private property. You know what I'm saying? Houses, cars, anything other than the clothes on your back you won't own, except for a privileged few. The WEF predicts that by 2030 you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. And that's what they're doing. This is how the devil works. He slowly, because he is a serpent, he slowly introduces these things, and the next thing you know, you're doing these things and you never saw it coming. All right, like when you look around in these cities, you see all these scooters everywhere. You see these bikes. All right, because why? They're preparing you not to need a bike. You don't have to own your own bike. You can just go and rent one. You can just use one. Same thing with the cars. They got something called ride sharing, where you don't have to have a car to get around. You can just use somebody else's car. And then guess what they're going to do from that? They're going to push out autonomous cars like Teslas, these self-driven cars. That way you won't have to drive a car. You know, and Esau's been, predictively programming this in his movies. Like, again, in that movie Upgrade, they were driving self-driven cars. You know, you would just talk to the car, tell them where you're going, and the car would, tell you to buckle up, and it'll take you, it'll detour if it needed to and shit. All right, so, again, it says you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Is this what the public really wants? Ditto, a cashless society. Humans have been using cash banknotes, and cash represents privacy. Because with cash, you could have your own transactions and won't nobody have to know about it. But with this new digital way, everything's gonna be on the grid, so it ain't gonna be no more privacy. There ain't gonna be no more you buying your little nickel bag on the low without nobody knowing. All right. Now we're told that they have to go. The civil liberties repercussions of a cashless society are truly terrifying, as they mean anyone can be cut off from the system for non-compliance. You see, eliminate cash and you eliminate freedom. That's right. So if you don't bow and, do what the authorities or the experts tell you to do, they'll just cut you off. You won't be able to partake, in the commerce. You won't be able to buy, sell, trade, work, make a living. It says then there are the draconian changes to our lives on the grounds of sustainability. The conservatives had pledged to ban the sale of diesel and petrol cars from 2040, but this week Prime Minister Johnson, again without any public debate, brought the date forward to 2013. Again, where's the democracy here? And you're starting to see that it really ain't no democracy. The power is not with the people. You have a small percentage of people that truly govern and control this earth, and they make all the decisions. All right. It says the great reset for IR means that the golden age of travel for ordinary people will be at an end. The WEF has been promoting digital health passes, raising the very real prospect that only those who have Conholio-19 vax or negative test results could be able to leave their country or indeed attend a sporting or cultural event. You see where this is going? Combine that with the collapse of the airline industry, the mass closure of all but the most expensive hotels, the end of cheaper petrol, fuel, cars, and the advent of smart motorways where access can easily be restricted and most people will be stuck in their homes, but not, of course, Davos, man. All right, scrolling down. Yeah, this is some good stuff. The premise of the Great Reset is that there is absolutely no going back to the lives we enjoyed prior to March 2020. The people assume we are just going back to the good old world which we had, and everything will be normal again and how we used to normal in the old fashion. This is, let's say, fiction, not true, not real. It will not happen. The cut which we have now is much too strong in order not to leave traces. Whew. Hey, that's it, man. Hey, and this is someone. This is an insider right here, man. This ain't just us telling you this. This is somebody who's actually, has the resources to back up what they're saying. We've been telling you through the spirit. Hey, things ain't going back, man. This is it. This is it, and it's the Most High that's fueling these things to happen, because prophecy's got to be fulfilled, man. His son is on the right hand waiting to come back and establish the kingdom. So, hey, man, these things have to happen. Let's see if it's in it. It's a lot in here. Oh, I said there's a lot, but it is a lot though. But I thought it was a lot more. But yeah, I think that's it. A referendum on the Great Reset, Fourth Industrial Revolution is urgently needed so that the Build Back Better Brigade can put their case directly to the electorate. If what they are proposing really is so great, then what on earth are they really afraid of? I got to bring a scripture out. I'll just bring out Psalms, the 64th chapter. This is Psalm 64:1, Psalm of David. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from the fear of the enemy. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. All right. This is what you're seeing play out is the fruit of the secret counsel in their of the wicked. All right, this is their wicked their meetings, their secret meetings that they hold, and they go over their plans and what they're gonna do and how they're gonna bring about their goals and wicked plans on the earth. Verse 3, who whet their tongues like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not. All right, and who's the perfect? The perfect are the Israelites. And everything that they're doing is geared toward doing away with Israel, man. Because if you can get rid of, Israel, particularly the elect, because the only ones that are going to stand in the way of their plans are the elect, okay? The Lord put the spirit on the elect to basically resist and not submit to them. So everyone else is fair game. They pretty much gonna bow, right? But what the elites are doing, they focus on getting rid of the elect, man. They want to get those Israelites out the way. They encourage themselves in evil matter, saying, Slakia, they commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them? The NLT says they encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. You see that? Who will ever notice, they ask. That's right. That's how they be like, well, who gonna know? And the thing is, the Lord put the spirit of their tongue falling upon themselves, that's going to come out in a second. And that's how we know, because you have insiders that are spilling the beans. The Lord is revealing them and putting these things out there. They're not able to hide themselves anymore. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. All right. Their mind is deep. Their mind is cunning. Their mind is subtle. All right. They be coming up with some off the wall shit. And you got to think about it, man. All they have is time and money. All right. And they're wicked. So, their thoughts are very, very deep, very wicked. All right. All manners of abomination, comprise their thoughts, man. All they have is time and money on their hands, so they can do the things that they want to do. All right. All through the spirit of the Lord, man, because the Lord allows them to do that. But God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. All right, so their own tongue being their own insiders, man, those who have the certain information and certain insights, so them they coming out and speaking out against them. Their own people are speaking out against them. All right, and all men shall fear and shall declare the work of the Most High, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and shall trust in him, and all the upright in heart shall glory. Okay, so, this time is coming, man, where the Lord is about to glorify his name on the earth, and he's going to deliver his elect, and we're going to rejoice in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. Lord willing, that was edifying.